When I stepped on the scale this morning, for the first time ever, I saw my goal weight. But let me tell you why I don't think I'm done quite yet. I'm Elizabeth, and over the past 12 months, I have lost 92 pounds with the help of Zepbound. I started my journey back in February 2025. I weighed 237 pounds. When I embarked on this journey with Zepbound, I told myself that my goal weight would be 145. I chose that number because I'm 5'4", and 145 pounds is the very tippy top of what is considered a healthy weight for my height. I also chose that weight because some voice in my head said that that was safe, that was obviously a large goal for me, but it was a weight that my body could probably reach at some point. It didn't feel too small or completely out of reach for me. Do you have something like that? Like whether it's a clothing size or a weight on the scale where you think, okay, I could probably hit a 6, maybe a 4, but definitely not a 2 or a 0. Like that isn't even in my realm of something that I could hit physically. But with Zepbound, I feel like the possibilities are different for me now, and it is opening up this idea that maybe my body is meant to be smaller. I don't know because I'm still on that journey of losing, but I just feel like my body isn't quite done. So all that to say, I want to start a weekly diary series where I talk about what happened that week for me regarding weight loss, my dose, any sort of symptoms or things I'm noticing, because I always found that really helpful as I was on my journey to see other people's progress. So let's go over the past 7 days. I actually noticed something interesting this week that I haven't really noticed in a while. I was getting some food noise again, and that is something that I haven't noticed in a while. So that kind of like put my spidey sense up of, okay, something is shifting. I'll be honest, I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of thinking about a food after I've, walked past it and trying to get my mind off of it or trying to distract myself, even though it's still like nagging me in the back of my mind. It's obviously one of the main benefits of these medications is that for a lot of people, myself included, that food noise disappears. It just doesn't exist anymore. As I started noticing that food noise and some cravings coming back, I decided to reach out to my doctor and talk to her about the option of moving up a dose. Currently, I'm on 7.5, and I have been for a few months now. I also kind of thought that that would be my dose for a while, probably my maintenance dose, but noticing those things creeping back in, I decided to talk with my healthcare provider, and we thought it would be a good idea to bump up to 10 and see how my body does. I'll be interested to see how I respond to 10 milligrams. That seems high to me. I'm also someone who started at 1.25, even though the loading dose is 2.5. I was on 1.25 for, I think, the first 2 months because I'm pretty sensitive to medications. And I saw really good results on that. The package actually just arrived on my doorstep. So I have 2 more vials left, I believe, of 7.5. So in a couple of weeks, I will start 10. And I'll definitely be sharing any changes or anything that I'm noticing after I've bumped up a little bit. My weight loss for the past 7 days was 1.7 pounds, which I'm really, really happy with. It's nice to see kind of a bigger number on the scale this week because the past few weeks had definitely been pretty small. I would love to know from those of you who have been on GLP-1 for a while, how did you know that it was time for you to go up in a dose? I'd love for you to share in the comments below some signs that you got that made you realize, okay, I think it's time to bump up. Something else that I noticed this week, my shot days are Wednesday evenings, so it's Friday that I'm filming this. And with the Eli Lilly vials, they give you a little bit more than your actual dose in each vial. It's not a ton, but it is a little bit more. So what I did this past week, on Wednesday, since the previous week I noticed some food noise coming back, I gave myself just a little bit more. And since doing that, I did notice that yesterday I was more fatigued than normal. Not anything that really interrupted my day. I still did my workout. I still, I have a 15-month-old, so we were still doing our thing. But I just noticed I was a little bit more tired towards the end of the day, and slight nausea. Nothing again that impacted my day, but I just noticed kind of like a queasy feeling, something almost like morning sickness where you feel like you have to settle your stomach. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would like it. You can comment about your GLP-1 journey, or if you have any questions about what it would be like to be on a GLP-1, I'd love to connect in the comments. If you want to be a part of this little community that I'm growing, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I will see you next week.